Will Brooks from Spectrami here in the UK. I'm joined by our partner Gerald from Peer Software. Welcome.
Thanks, Will, for having me.
Gerald's come here today to talk to us about how Peer Software were able to help the NHS in a specific use case around GP surgeries. Could you tell us a little bit more about the problem that you dealt with?
Yeah, of course. So we at Peer Software have been approached by one of the architects at NHS, and they had a problem where they had users and GP doctors, to be specific, accessing their local data at GP surgeries. And they obviously wanted us to help them sort the problem.
Okay, so we've drawn up here a little bit of a diagram about what the problem was. So you effectively had doctors that worked from one surgery maybe in the morning, and in the afternoon they had to go and do a surgery at a different location. They wanted to access the same data, and sometimes that project data needs to be shared with people in the trust. Is that what we got? Yeah,
exactly it. Yeah, primarily replicating the data, the user data, and then project data between multiple GP units and the main data center.
Okay, so this is a problem that was in the NHS, but actually it's the same problem lots of organisations with remote or branch offices will be having, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so what did Peer Software do in this scenario then? So you've been contacted by the architect. He's explained the problem. What did you do? What infrastructure did we need to install? And how do we fix the problem?
So the full architecture consisted of over 100 GP units and a data center. So we actually installed Peer Agent on each of the Windows file service locally at the GP units.
Okay, and here as well?
And at the data center there as well.
Okay.
And what we did, we initiated our solution and replicated the data in real time, the user data, which helped traveling doctors access their data locally at each of the GP units wherever they worked from. So when the doctor moved from surgery A to surgery B, they had a local copy of their data without having to dial in remotely. And then at the same time, if they had project data, they were collaborating with other doctors, other users at the data center or other GP units, we initiated file locking so they could effectively share and collaborate on their data.
Okay, so what you've said there is that the data is replicated between different sites. Now, in this scenario, I know that doctor surgeries typically have very poor connections between locations. They may be remote, out in rural locations. How does that cope with a bandwidth perspective?
That's right. Well, so especially with this NHS trust, they had really bad links. And of course, knowing NHS as well, it is not easy for them to go to infrastructure refresh or upgrade their network. So we had to use the infrastructure that was given to us by NHS, and we were completely non-intrusive. Because the way we replicate file data, we replicated to the delta level in real time.
Yeah.
We managed to use the links that are given to us really effectively by literally replicating the changes as they happen in real time. So every time a doctor would make a change working for surgery A, we replicate the delta level changes to all the collaborative locations, so surgery B. So when that doctor traveled to his surgery B in the afternoon, he had a full local access to his data.
Okay, so we've had to install no extra infrastructure, no more hardware in any of these sites, which is great because you're talking about 100 locations. The cost of that would be great. You've got a PMC here, and you've installed on the Windows file server back in the data center. That's it. Simple as that.
That's right, yeah, and the PMC is our management console.
Yeah.
So it added a lot of great benefits to the IT administrator. And I was working from the data center, where he actually managed to have access to the PMC, where he could manage everything under one pane of glass. So of course, once you involve hundreds of GP units, it becomes difficult to manage that workload.
Okay, so this user's logging on here, and he's basically seeing the PMC, and that's giving him a view into all of these locations. We've only got 2 drawn here, but obviously if you're talking about 100, that's a huge benefit to him to have access to that.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Excellent.
So manage everything under one pane of glass, and then also one of the biggest unique features that we offered to NHS was our MAD, malicious event detection, which added extra layer of security to the NHS. And of course, we know a couple of years ago with cryptoviruses, being implemented and taken over in that industry as well, it was a great feature for them to have as an extra layer of security to sustain and contain any cryptoviruses that would
because
happen.
CryptoLocker generally attacks file servers. It looks at and starts encrypting file by file by file. You were able to look inside that file server and stop that from happening.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, so a fantastic solution for how peer software can help NHS, but also other branch office deployments. If you want to learn more about that, then please get in touch with us here at Spectrami.